welcome to the third edition of Meet Your Neighbor, the recreation of Joe Sr.'s radio program from a number of years ago. And we have a special treat today because we're interviewing Jeanette Sommer, who happens to be my godmother. But on the other hand, on the other unique part is you were one of the original, you were one of the people that was on the original one.
I was on one of the Meet Your Neighbor things with your dad.
Yeah, yes.
So I don't know why you didn't just pull that up.
Well, we
I'd
wanted,
be much younger then.
we wanted, yeah, well, weren't we all? What was I, like 6
I
or
don't know.
8? But we wanted the updated version
I see.
today.
Okay.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself, Aunt Jeanette. I know a lot about you, but I don't think the rest of the people do.
Well, I was born and raised in Charlotte, lived here
Mhm.
all my life, went to school here, graduated from Charlotte High School.
Mm-hmm.
When I got out of school, I worked at Gerald's clothing store.
Oh,
for a
Gerald's,
couple-
yeah.
Downtown.
Mm-hmm. I remember that place.
Your dad arranged for me to meet my husband, my future husband.
Oh, yeah, there was
Yes.
some story. Tell
Yeah.
me about that.
Well, your dad was used to deliver bottle gas to people,
Oh, yes.
and he was delivering bottle gas to a customer right next to where Jerry lived, and asked Jerry if he would like to. Why didn't he go to the New Year's Eve dance out at the country club? He'd get his sister-in-law, and we would make it a foursome,
Mm-hmm.
which we did,
Mhm.
and that was that.
Oh, my, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent.
So your dad's to blame.
Dad's to blame. Yeah. Well, Uncle Jerry, he's a pretty cool guy.
He
You
was.
had 7 children.
7 children.
Unfortunately, Uncle Jerry died when Sandy was, your youngest was what, 2?
Just almost 2.
Mhm.
Just lack a little bit.
But you've done a fine job of raising those kids. They've all turned out very nice.
I've had lots of help from my relatives.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite stories was it that you said you just loved when it was winter time because it would get dark so early and then you could feed the kids dinner and then send them to bed because it was
Seems
dark.
like I might have said something like that.
That was the version I remember.
Yeah, something to that effect.
Oh my. So, you've lived all your life in Charlotte. What about some of the other places you may have visited?
Oh, I went out east a couple of times, went to Washington, D.C.,
Mhm.
and I loved it out east. I love the historic places that you could visit.
Oh yeah.
And then I go south to Sandy lives in Georgia, and Tony now lives in Florida.
Oh, yes.
And my granddaughter Marie works at Disney, so she's now is part of the group that is on the stage at the castle,
Oh my,
which is
yeah.
really exciting for
Mhm.
her.
Sure.
And she does a lot of meet and greet with the children, and
Oh
It's
yeah. You had a store downtown here for a
I
number
had-
of years.
I had the linen chest. I had it for 27 years. I loved it. I just loved it down there. And I love the customers. I love the merchandise. I love the camaraderie between the merchants. We, at one time, there were several similar type stores, and we worked so well together and had a lot of fun.
Excellent.
But it finally came time that I needed to retire.
I understand that. Everybody reaches that
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
I do remember going down there. It was so much easier to say, oh, what can I get from Mom for Christmas? I go down to Aunt Jeanette's and she'll suggest something.
That's right.
What was it? One of the gentlemen we were talking the other day was talking about the carolers you used to handle down there,
Yes,
used to sell
Buyer's
down there.
Choice Carolers. I had several gentlemen who were very good customers buying carolers and such things for their wives. And one year at, I think it was at Mother's Day time, I took a few days off, and my daughter worked for me. And she said, don't you ever go away again at holiday time, because these guys would come in and they wanted to know where you were, and they needed to buy something for their wives, and I would have known what to. So I
Oh,
had
yes.
to kind of instruct them,
Oh, yes, I understand that.
but that was fun.
And then you were also active downtown as the head of the Downtown Development
Yes,
Association
yes.
for 15 years or something like that? Or?
Years. I was
Many.
part of it from its inception.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it got started. I was on the board of the chamber,
Oh, yes.
and I had mentioned that I felt we needed to do some beautifying to the downtown, some flowers or some planters or something. So I was put in charge of it, and in doing that, we finally started the DDA. Actually, is what came of that.
It's good.
And I was on it until I finally retired from that about a year ago.
Yes. Oh, good. I remember a number of good things that happened through the DDA.
A lot of things we did.
Good. Well, the folks that are there intend to carry on your good work.
Yes, and I knew I was leaving in good hands, and that was the time to let them do their thing and me step back. So.
Sure. So you've been so busy all these years, first taking care of the kids, raising them and getting them taken care of out of the house. Except for Mary, she still lives there. Is that right?
Thank heavens, Mary's still.
That's good. That's excellent. And then working so much in the store and then in the community in different aspects. What did you do in what little spare time you had? What were some of the things you enjoyed doing?
I love my yard.
Mm-hmm.
I love gardening, and that's especially in the summertime. That's my full-time job.
Well, it is a beautiful yard. Yes.
So, but I love to read.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's quite a few grandchildren to be
Yeah.
involved in their activities.
You love to keep up on the
yes,
grandkids.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How many grandkids do you have? I forget.
16.
16.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we
my.
had two of Sandy's children lived with us last year. In fact, Harrison lived with us for 2 years.
Oh, that's right.
They
Tell
played
me about
hockey,
that.
and they played out of teams at the Summit, actually,
Mhm.
even though they're from Cumming, Georgia.
Yes.
And they've done very well. Sommer was recruited to College of Holy Cross in Boston for next year
Oh, my, yeah.
to play on their hockey team, the girls' hockey team. And Harrison is playing on a team with, it's a school in Indiana, and don't ask me the name of it because I can't remember it.
You'll
It's a
think
tech
of
school,
you'll think of it the minute we turn the camera
probably.
off. That'll be version
So they're
2.
both going on playing hockey in their
In
college.
college.
Yeah.
That's amazing. to me.
It really is. It really
That's
is.
amazing. They've always been a great story to follow in the family.
Yeah.
What do you think you've been most proud of over the years?
My children.
Mm-hmm. I can understand that. Probably now your grandchildren as well.
Yeah, and of course my store.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things that come to mind that I'm the most proud of.
I understand that. Both great accomplishments. Tell me one thing that you would care to share that people may not realize about you. I know you've been fairly active in everything, so
I feel like everybody knows everything about me.
Yeah, well, it is a small town.
It's a small town. So I don't know. I don't know, Joey. I really don't know what that would be.
Well, you could tell everybody, that you're the godmother of one fabulous young man in town.
That's very true.
That's a little self-serving.
Chris Starr is my grandma.
Chris Starr. Yeah, he's good. He's a wonderful man.
And Joey Prey.
Oh, yeah, Joey Prey. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, compose myself. It's like when I'd go over to see your mom, Grandma Starr, Marcella, I'd walk in and say, "Grandma, your favorite grandson's here," and she'd say, "John?" Your son, of course. And John said when he'd go over to call on her, she'd say, "Grandma, your favorite grandson's here," and she'd say, "Joey?"
It's always been a thing between the two of you, hasn't it?
Yeah, well,
It was. I think
friendly
you both
competition.
were. You both were.
Oh,
you both were.
I'm sure Grandma did not have favorites because there were so many kids.
Yeah.
But it's hard to do. I'm fortunate I only have one grandson to think of now, so I don't have to worry about that yet. Well, let's see. The last question I would have is what would Is there anything else that you would want folks to know about things that you could pass on knowledge to people like me that you could say, look, think about this, remember this, this is my one word of wisdom, or one sentence, or a paragraph, or essay.
Or essay. Oh, wow, Joey. I don't think anybody wants my advice because nobody ever takes it. Well, I've always kind of felt like that old saying, if you have lemons, then make lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of my philosophy. You just make the best of what you are handed.
Mm-hmm.
And you just try to do the best with it.
Wow. That's simple, but it makes a lot of sense, and I see that you have used that.
Made lots of
throughout-
lemonade.
Yeah, you've made lots of lemonade over the years. Well, gosh, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to join me here today on Meet Your Neighbor. And that's it for today's Meet Your Neighbor. Join us on the next one.